Title: Billionaire's cash tap dries up for Israeli think tank. TLDR, a New York libertarian billionaire Arthur Dantchik, well known for funding a Jerusalem-based think tank behind the controversial Israeli judicial overhaul, has officially cut off his financial support. This sudden shift comes amidst prolonged protests against Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's moves to weaken the Supreme Court. The donor calls for national unity and healing as societal tension looms large in Israel. In a universe where money makes the globe spin, Arthur Dantchik, an American billionaire, has decided to turn off his cash faucet to the Kohelet Policy Forum. This Jerusalem think tank, under the magnifying glass for its pivotal role in the Israeli government's contentious judicial overhaul, finds itself high and dry. Dantchik, a staunch libertarian and a big fish in the world of financial philanthropy, announced his decision amidst the tumultuous atmosphere in Israel, characterized by relentless protests against Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's plans to put a leash on the Supreme Court. But, hey, isn't it amusing when the power players pull the rug from under each other's feet? Time for Israel to focus on healing and national unity, were the golden words from Dantchik, echoing a sentiment much needed in Israel's current socio-political climate. His legacy of supporting organizations promoting individual liberties and economic freedom for all seems to have clashed with the current state of affairs. But one wonders, is this withdrawal of support a signal of an impending shift in Israeli politics, or is it merely a billionaire's change of heart? The Kohelet Policy Forum, a brainchild of American-Israeli computer scientist Moshe Koppel, has carved a space for itself as one of the chief architects of Netanyahu's judicial package. But with the departure of a significant donor like Dantchik, what will be the future trajectory of this organization, especially when they decline to spill any tea on the matter? As per Israeli media, Kohelet has been a key player in negotiations over the overhaul plans aimed at providing the government greater control over the selection of judges. The passing of the first major measure in the judicial overhaul last month did not sit well with critics who fear an erosion of democratic institutions in the country. But again, isn't it all about perspective? Supporters of the plan believe it boosts democracy by giving more power to elected governments rather than unelected judges. So, who's right, the critics or the supporters? This withdrawal has also spotlighted the weight American money and ideas have on Israeli politics. Dantchik's wealth funneled through a web of opaque third-party groups in the US has been instrumental in financially powering Kohelet. However, the exact figures remain a mystery as there is no obligation for Kohelet to disclose its donations. Talk about maintaining an air of mystery. The controversy surrounding the judicial overhaul has not just been an Israeli affair. It seems to have put a strain on its relations with its closest ally, the United States. President Joe Biden and several liberal Jewish organizations in the US have voiced their criticism of Netanyahu's legislative push. While Dantchik cautions about the growing rifts in Israeli society highlighted by the overhaul plan, the question remains, can society truly come together to preserve democracy in such challenging times? Or will it lead to further division and strain on an already taut thread? Are we witnessing the beginning of an intense struggle for the future of democracy in Israel, or is it just a billionaire throwing his weight around? What's your take?